Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream. I'm back, you're back, we're back. Hope you're doing well today. Check, testing. Check 1 2 1 2. Check, testing, check, checking the mic, checking the sound. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we are good. We are live. We are here. And we are officially just shy of 2 weeks away from Andor season 2 debuting. It should be debuting in 2 weeks' time from today, from this Tuesday, April 22nd at, I want to believe, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time at least. Um, First three episodes were because it's literally almost 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. So again, we're an hour and a half and 2 weeks away from Andor season 2 debuting. But also with that, IGN had released a snippet of another teaser trailer for Andor season 2 that I kind of wanted to show here on stream if my laptop will allow it. Um, but with that, we can still also talk about just the excitement, what we're looking to expect. But there's something interesting about the trailers that have kind of stood out for me specifically, per a specific character that I kind of did show. Um, if you popped into the stream before I came on camera. But with that, season 2 again is not that far away. Once next Tuesday hits, then we're literally a week away. And then the following Monday, or even the day of, we are hours away. And I really, really can't wait. Just going to be interesting, again, as always, as those of us who are covering the show, with the 3 episodes being dropped each week for 4 weeks, that's going to be more of a interesting task for those of us who have covered various Star Wars content, and just being a content creator in general. When things start to shift in a specific way, you just kind of have to make an adjustment, and that's what I'm gonna look to do. But enough of what I've been talking about. Let's dive into this. Teaser trailer that IGN pushed out real briefly here. We could talk about it a little bit here, and I will share my thoughts, but I'm gonna just squeeze myself a smidge and then pull myself over, probably squeeze myself a little bit more, and we are going to dive into this trailer here. Let me pause the music, and actually let me turn the volume up, back up, should I say, and let's dive into this trailer here. It's literally 30 seconds, maybe less than that, maybe 25. But let's see. I don't know if any of you've seen this. I've seen it a couple of times. I was like, we can talk about it here. But let's knock this out real quick here.
The Empire cannot win.
The revolution's coming alive.
This day has finally come. This is do or die.
I'm thinking like a soldier. Think like a leader.
Andor Season 2, streaming April 22nd, only on Disney+.
Okay, so again, like I said, it's a quick 30-second teaser, right? More than like a 25, 20, 23, 24, 22, whichever. But there's something interesting about all of the trailers that I have seen when it's pertaining to season 2. But let's just kind of go with what we've seen here specifically. There are specific things in this trailer that we've already seen. I'm just going to mute the sound. So I'm wondering and curious who this person is or who these people are. They're probably just random folks as far as Ferrix town folks are concerned, because like we've discussed in other the most recent streams, is that a lot of the Ferrix people, they just ran off. They're out in this space and place but the Empire still gets to them as we see per the trailers, right? But we do have Biggs. We do have. I keep forgetting his dad's name and more specifically this character's name, but we have him here. He's gonna play a key role for sure in the show. But then we get back, and then it looks like more of the Morlana One folks coming here specifically to more than likely try to shut down some stuff happening. But that's what it looks like per the gear, but I could be wrong. So I'm still curious, wondering who Cashin is talking to here. Let me go back. Get back. Come on, baby. There we go. I'm wondering who this is, because we've seen this person, this specific scene in the show. I mean, per the trailers. I'm curious and wondering who this person is, right? And we do get new dialogue from Saw. It's real brief. He said the reversion is coming alive. I believe he said reversion. Yeah, I believe he said reversion is coming alive. And he also had tubes behind him, which is great. Okay, so we have Searle here. He is there. I am hopeful that we get more of his character, that he's not pushed off to the back burner, because season one kind of did do that with him for like roughly like I want to say 2-3 episodes before they brought him back in. The hope is that he gets more screen time. I'm wondering what that red button is. And I'm glad that I paused it right here, because I'm curious and wondering what that is. Then this kind of looks like the space and place with Clea and Luthen here, specifically in this spot. This is just what it looks like from my perspective of this shot here. We got Krennic, we got Mon Mothma, we got the Senate again. She does mention like, hey, this day is finally arrived. It's finally come. Now, interesting shot here. I did use this for the thumbnail. Cassian has been in a fight. He's bloodied up a little bit. Curious, wondering who he fought. Maybe just some regular goons or something. I don't think it's nobody of importance, but I could be wrong. Who knows for sure? We won't find out until the episodes arrive. But interesting weapon, because the weapon itself, the knife itself, has an interesting look to it. And I think I can get, yeah. So look at the way that the knife looks. This is a interesting looking knife. When I saw it, I was like, whoa, right? But this, to me, this still feels like a Star Wars-esque type of a weapon, just because you don't normally see normal weaponry in Star Wars, right? So this was just a different spot here that I was just like, oh, that's a different kind of knife, right? Luthen, Clea, she probably in this scene, this spot, she's probably talking to Luthen here. I do love her look. I love, and cut the color blue is my favorite color. So her rocking this blue just makes her stand out even more for me. But Clea, the character herself, she just has a specific feel, a specific look about her that stood out to me in season one. And once again, I just like with Sarah, I'm hopeful that she gets more screen time for these episodes. We'll see what happens. We had K. Looks like I want to say this is K2. I want to believe this is K2, right? Yeah, I want to believe this is K2, but I could be wrong. Who knows for sure, right? But I want to believe that this is K2 knocking somebody out, and then we get the hey, by the way, April 22nd, be prepared to click play on episode 1 and enjoy those 3 episodes. So the one thing that I wanted to talk about, and I guess I can just remove the video itself. Let me see, or just bring the character himself on. The one thing that has stood out to me as far as the trailers are concerned is Cyril. He has, I personally feel like he has like one spot in every trailer that I've seen. One. Um, that's why I mentioned here in the stream is that I and I'm gonna turn the music back on because we are pretty much good on. Oh, what happened to my music? It disappeared. Bring the music back up. But the one thing that I had noticed during about the trailers is that Cyril is only he's being shown like roughly about one time in mostly all of the trailers. I believe the very first one he was in, like he had a couple shots, and he had speaking lines in the most recent trailer that they showed. I want to say last week or roughly a little over a week. But I again am wondering how his character is going to be used. Um, he That's the thing. He had screen time in season one. He really did. But again, in season one, it was like he was pushed to the back for whatever various reason, right? Let me see. There we go. Put the music back up. So my question is how is he going to be used? I know that I've gone on record a few times, whether on live streams, definitely in one of my videos, talking about I don't want him and our girl Dedra to be shipped. I don't want them to be a relationship, intimate wise. And the more that I thought about it, and even the more that I've read people's comments on his character, that it could be an interesting thing to see, but still, I still don't kind of want to see that happen. But I still kind of feel like it would be interesting to see if they did indeed go the route of what, again, per what season one did with his character and Dedra, and how they brought them together in the way that they did from season one. If they were to indeed go that route with them having a relationship, how that would be, how that would go about, how but per the trailers though, it does seem like, to me, it does seem like they're, it's either they didn't make it too much of a focal point for season two, or they just didn't show any of the scenes with him and Dedra in it even more, just because for me as a viewer, I'm still curious about how they're going to go about that relationship. Again, hoping that it's not on an intimate level, but more on a more of a professional. Like, okay, our goal is to stop the this rebellion, revolution, or whatever. Blah blah blah. You work for the Empire. I was kind of like cast to the side, and Dedra, I need your help to get back into the rooms and blah blah blah, or whatever. Or maybe Dedra uses him to be in spaces and places that people wouldn't think that he would be, in. But I'm still curious about the room that he goes to with the K2 robots, with the specific people that are in the room. I'm kind of curious about, wondering what that scene is about, what how that's going to transpire and fold out. So, but yeah, per the trailers, like I said, per the trailers, we only see Cyril like one time, each time, and he didn't really have much lines, but it was like everybody else had specific speaking lines. But again, he had one specific speaking line in the last trailer. So I'm just like, curious and wondering how they're gonna use him. But my anticipation for his character, and just in just in general with season 2 is definitely at an all-time high, and I can't wait for 2 weeks from now at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But at the same time, I may be asleep and will probably more than likely have to watch the episodes the very next day. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to go about doing or watching the episodes, because I may just stay up and watch episode 1 and then just kind of just go to sleep, and then the next day watch episodes 2 and 3. I believe I work. No, actually I don't. I'm actually off that day because this is 2 weeks from now. So 2 weeks from now, yep, I'm off the next day. So I'll be all right. I probably just won't stay up though. But yeah, Cyril, I'm curious and wondering how they're gonna write his character. Will he? That's the other question. Is he gonna survive the entire thing wherever they're at? However the uh, rebellion and everything, how that was transpired. Is he gonna survive the end of the season? That's the thing. Who all is gonna survive at the end of the day? That's the question that I'm curious about. Which which I also, I'm going to come back up if I can, which I also am kind of curious as well. The main character for season 2 that I believe all of us are wondering and pondering about, that is the main person who started it all. Will Luthen survive the beginning and the actual start, because we know that he's not around at all. And my original thinking is that he won't. So yeah, because I don't think he's going to do like a Yoda thing and be like, oh, I'm just going to just kind of just fade away from existence and just go hide out, and you all handle whatever you're going to handle type of thing. So I just sorry, I gotta do something on my phone here. I just don't think like I said, I don't think Luthen's gonna survive the whole thing. And like I said, I don't think he's gonna do like a Yoda thing and just kind of like disappear and just be kind of just like chilling on some backwater planet. So the other question is Dezra going to survive? Of course, could there be a random, say maybe young Agent Callus popping up? Maybe. I think that's like a very low thing that could happen. Low percentage, should I say, that could happen of Callus showing up. Yularen, I believe he'll pop up again. That's a high thing. Of course, a lot of people are gonna just think that maybe Vader or Palpatine will pop up. I feel like Palpatine would be the one that would pop up more than Anakin would for this season, just due to the fact of the Death Star being created and stuff like that. So, just some stuff that I've been thinking about when it's pertaining to season 2. But again, the main thing is how everything's going to transpire. Like I said, like I've been talking about, that specific space that I keep showing where the revolt and everything, that I believe that we're going to see most of that happen in the second half of the show. I think everything that we've seen per the trailers are literally from the second half, probably the last 5 or 6 episodes. Which will more than likely be week 3 and 4, because the first 2 weeks are literally gonna more than likely just be the build up stuff. And like I also mentioned too, from the last trailer, that I believe that the one woman that Cassian ran up to and hugged was his sister. Because Bix is around in that area, but I believe that there was another woman that Cassian hugged, that he literally ran up to and hugged. It wasn't Bix, it was that other woman, and I believe that other woman is Cassian's sister, younger sister. So That's something that I've been hoping that they would set that chapter right for his life. And the hope is that he does gain closure with that, that indeed is his younger sister, and he can, kind of just move on. But with that, I think that we will also get just a little bit of a backstory on what happened to her, how she landed where she landed, and they'll probably touch on that real briefly. Um, and then Mon Mothma, her daughter, getting married to Dalvo's son. Interesting enough, I'm still getting comments on that specific scene, and I actually went back and rewatched that scene a few days ago. I think a couple of times, just like, man, that scene is just like, the writing in that scene is just like really really great. But again, per the trailers, we know that the wedding does happen. Per the Chantrillin custom and stuff like that, customary wedding and all of that. And then interesting enough, we do have, per the other trailers, we do have Krennic in the room during the wedding. So that's also another interesting thing that stands out. But like I said a few minutes ago, probably more than likely not going to see Vader in the show, but Palpatine may show up, maybe again due to the Death Star. If we do see both of them, I'm thinking there may not be any verbalization of anything, any type of anything. They just may just be just like in a spot, and we're seeing that may just be them in the space in a room on a Death Star, watching, looking out the window type of stuff, like at the end of, if I remember correctly, end of Return of the Jedi. So yeah, the anticipation is high. Again, who's gonna survive? We don't know. But again, the ultimate one, again, that I believe the person that probably isn't gonna survive is Luthen. Again, hopefully, for me, hopefully Cyril and Dedra do not become an item. They just kind of just work together, and we see them do their thing. But then also too, I'm what also curious. I don't want to forget to mention this, that Dedra, our girl, she was sort of kind of having probably more than one panic attack in season 2. I want to believe that she had more than one. That's just what I'm thinking. That of course everybody was thinking that Vader was force choking her, somebody was force choking her, but I'm like, our girl's having a panic attack. She's going through it. I know all about those panic attacks. They suck. But just kind of wondering how she's gonna manage that mentally to get help herself to calm down and regroup, refocus, and then press forward to whatever goal that she's trying to achieve. So that, and then of course Cassian and K2, how they build upon, like, we're going to actually see K2SO actually more than likely become sentient in this second season, and I'm hopeful that we'll get some actual build onto the start of their relationship, as we're walking into basically Rogue One. So I think I'm gonna end up rewatching Rogue One in anticipation of the show. I think I'm gonna do that. I am off tomorrow, so I may actually rewatch it tomorrow. We'll see. Gonna be a little bit busy, but in the midst of all of that, we will see. I may end up watching that, so we'll see what happens. Moving forward here, but I think that's enough of my rambling. Just wanted to share my own brief thoughts on the anticipation, the excitement for season 2, um, small predictions for season 2, and I'm just gonna put in the work because again, 3 episodes, 3 episodes in a day is a lot of work to put in for some videos. But we'll see. It's either I'm gonna do one video and then just live stream and talk about all 3. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Or I'll just do a whole bunch of videos within 72 hours to talk about all 3 episodes for each week, and then we'll still do live streams to just have an open discussion on our thoughts of each episode. We'll see. And I'm kind of also too, before I leave, what are the titles? It just popped in my head just now. I'm curious and wondering what the titles, the name of these episodes per each week. Kind of curious and wondering about that because, of course, we know that titles really do speak to the actual essence, substance of an episode per show. And we also do know that various shows do actually say the name of the title in that said episode, the new episode. They do that a lot. Disney does that even more when it's pertaining to stuff like that too, that we've noticed if you've really been paying attention, especially in Marvel. So, just kind of curious. That just popped in my head. Wonder what the title names are going to be for each of the episodes. So we'll see. But with that, I am out of here. Thanks for watching. If you watched this entire half-hour stream, if I have any other thoughts, theories, whatever the case, I may do a video on, and Andor may do another live stream just to kind of just share it off the top of my head. We'll see, because this is still off the top of my head anyway, because this was a random show and it was a random stream. It was just like, oh yeah, we are actually 2 weeks away. So with that, I'm out. Leave some comment sections below if you feel up to it. Share your thoughts if you feel comfortable. And as we always say, may the force be with you always.